Paris isn't quite over it yet. A parade of French athletes, volunteers, and public sector workers on the Champs-Élysées tonight will be one final chance to say goodbye to the Olympic and Paralympic Games. President Emmanuel Macron is expected to award the Légion d'honneur, France's top honour, to many of the medal winners. And there'll be a concert featuring artists who've performed in this summer's ceremonies, followed by one last party with a DJ set. I'm not sure it will top the show that was at the end of the Paralympics closing ceremony, though. We're joined now by Romain Pissenem, the mastermind behind that 2.5-hour tour de force through French dance music history, featuring 24 DJs like Jean-Michel Jarre, Martin Solveig and Kavinsky. Romain, thanks for speaking to France 24.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. I don't know how they can even try to stage another DJ set after what you pulled off. But do you have any idea of what it might be like tonight?
Yeah, I think the main idea tonight is really like a kind of parade. It's more like, I don't think it's about the show. It's more about like having all the athletes and all the people who work very hard during this last month on all the celebration, all the volunteer. I think it's more about to say a big thank you to everyone.
And the Paralympics closing ceremony then, what a joyous moment that was and that concert was. How did you pull it off?
That was actually an adventure who started in 2019 when I talked with Thierry Reboul, who is the mastermind behind all the ceremony, and we really wanted to do something with electronic music because it's a big part of French culture, and for us it was really important to give this moment of celebration, of union, and to make sure we will be able to put together a very big visual experience to try to put an image on that electronic music and try to offer a big show for the people in the stadium, but also for the people at home to try to bring that big moment of celebration all around the world.
Yeah, people may not realise that what's known here in France as French touch, and perhaps people in the industry also know it as French touch, is a major cultural export for France.
Yeah.
Just explain to our viewers who perhaps don't know what the impact, what is French touch and what is the impact it's had on music history.
It is huge in France. Actually, all our biggest artists are electronic artists. When we talk about Daft Punk, Jean-Michel Jarre, David Guetta, and many more, as you know, we all our singers sing in French, and if they have as bad English accent as I have, they can only sing in French. So the only music who really goes out all around the world is electronic music, and from Jean-Michel Jarre to all the new generation of electronic artists today, we have a massive culture of electronic music, and electronic music it's also a big show, a big visual experience, and for me it was really important to be able to show that musical culture, but also that visual experience and that kind of show that electronic music is. To the world, and being able to close the Paris 2024 chapter with this kind of show was really important thing, and a moment what I'm very proud of.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, Romain, first of all. Also, I just want to touch on the idea behind the ceremony, because I think it's not unfair to say that parts of the other ceremonies were deliberately challenging, and it wasn't unexpected that they ended up being divisive at some points. How important was it for you to end the whole summer with a show that is kind of a moment that everyone could enjoy?
It's very important. When every time I'm doing a show, something is extremely important for me. It's to put people together. We live without doing any politics, but we live in a world really divided, and I think my mission when I do a show is to make sure we put people together, and especially that ceremony was also the closing of the Paralympic, and I think they gave us such a message of unity that it was extremely important to make sure that everyone all around the world, every culture was put together in that ceremony without any idea of divided. That was really something I didn't want. I wanted to make sure we can put everyone together. That's something very, very important, to do a popular show that can reach everyone all around the world, and just make sure people enjoy that. That's my idea of entertainment.
And I understand that you are unfortunately missing the parade and party tonight in Paris.
Yeah.
Can you just tell our viewers what you're up to these days?
Yeah, I think just after the closing ceremony, I had to leave because we had a big show in Baku yesterday. It's the Formula One, and we have a big show last night, and I flew back during the night to Ibiza because we have a big David Guetta show, and then I will be back in London Monday.
I won't ask you where David Guetta was during the ceremonies. I know that's been a question you've had to answer a few times. Thank you so much, Romain Pissenem, mastermind
Pleasure.
behind the